What it do? Yeah. Yo, this is K Levy, and you are now tuned into What It Do with my homie Petey Paul. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Hey, what it do? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? Yeah.
Was down with ya. That was right on time, B. I appreciate that, dog. That was right on time. So welcome to the one and only Petey Paul and Fireball Show. Man, check out the new backdrop designed by the one and only Fireball herself. I gotta give her props. She outdid me with the old throwback Petey Paul, even though, you know, I still am a fan of mine, but black is beautiful, I must say.
I know.
Black is beautiful. I don't know why I didn't think of that, being a strong black man myself from the get-go, but it caught on. It was a bad habit. I don't know.
I don't know. Most walls are white, so you might as well add a little color to it.
Yeah,
Gotta add a little color.
Girl, look at here. I like the way it shine. It got the gleam to it. Like, what was your thought process on all of this?
Well, you know, I had to add me. So you already had your whole logo design. So I just had to do a little tweak to it, add the fireball, and then of course, gotta put the little fire out over there.
I like that. Yeah, you did that. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta add all the little fireballs.
You see, you know, my favorite part about it is that you put the logo, like that one in the middle, is the biggest one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the centerpiece. Surrounded, like it's the king or the queen surrounded by the pawns and the knights and the, you know what I'm saying?
I love chess scenarios because that's my game.
Yeah.
I can't play that well, but I know the concept.
I can't play it all. I just know the one with the I think it's the, what they call a Catholic one? The one that's the priest. I mean, they got a priest on chess.
The bishop.
The bishop, he can go diagonally, like on an angle like that. And I know the horse can move up two, inside two, or something like that. The pawn can move one. The king and queen can go up and down. I think
No.
No?
The queen can move all over the board.
The queen can move all over the board? I know you're lying to me.
She's the baddest bitch.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow. That's kind of
See, the king, you know, he has restrictions.
I mean, well, he sent his hot piece out there to go make it pop. You know what I'm saying? Go handle that for me. Go handle that.
Guess what? Without her, checkmate.
Understood. She got to protect her king. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of more women out there need to figure that out.
Nah, game over.
A lot more women need to figure out how to protect their king.
I think they need to reverse the game.
No. Cause we go. I mean, real kings, you know, I'm talking about real kings, you dig? Real king, protect your king. If he ain't worth the shit, then let him fly. Check, mate, check, date, check whatever, check into cash, check into his ass. I don't give a damn.
I am so not with the whole new school type of thing. I don't know. I'm serious. I got to check for some, you know, I got to check for some female body parts. That's all I'm saying.
Ow! Whoa! That's that fire. That's that.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
it's the truth.
If a man and a woman are dating and they're both looking for the same thing and they want to go about it the same way, I just need to check to see who got the vagina. I don't know.
Oh my!
Because you know, from my understanding, the person with the penis is supposed to be the hunter, right? I mean, ain't that what y'all made it? Baby, let me tell you, they be looking for these women to be doing all this aggressive stuff. I ain't her. I'm telling you, stay out my inbox with the bullshit. I'm telling you, I ain't her.
Girl.
I ain't her, honey.
I feel you. I feel your pain. For real. What you think about that damn election, girl?
Lord, we finally got a president.
Not officially, according to the feds and the Supreme Court judges and all
Baby,
and Donald Trump and all this bullshit going on.
At 11:58 today, half of the judges denied all of his
requests.
Yes, indeed. So we got a president.
Right.
Now, how they gonna get him out the Oval Office? I have no clue. But we got a different president.
I think that's gonna be something to watch.
Baby.
Like for real. I sent some video to Gogi today of when Donald Trump got in the office. I had bought a Donald Trump mask and a wig, and I want to make a funny video about that. You know, but I don't want to put it out until it's time for him to get out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm.
Y'all better get to work.
Yeah, they got some videos out already about people forcing him out, him rolling down the White House hallway and putting him out at the desk. They rolling the desk and him and the child and all that kind of shit. But I am thankful that so far, and I hope I am correct, there hasn't been any acts of violence yet, right? Or not, and I say yet because we are in a new time today, and you know they got the different people that support him. And my son that's in high school actually sent me a text message, which was probably made up, but it claims to be from the NAACP that some of these white racist groups would be coming out looking for young black men and black men, period, to kill them and lynch them and all that kind of shit.
I think that has always been a threat. I mean, that's been happening even before the election. And so in California, you already had, 3-4 black men hung.
Yeah.
So that's already happening. So I don't think that's the issue more than, yes, you're going to have a lot of them angry and trying things. Just look at it. I mean, you can't find a 9 nowhere. Yeah. You can't find a 9 bullet nowhere. So,
dog.
I mean, we was buying guns, but we wasn't buying them at the same rate. I went to the gun show. I saw some of us. I ain't see a lot of us, leave out of there with no guns. Especially them old rusty things. I don't want no used gun.
They had tink guns up in there.
Look, that stuff was for display. Give me a real weapon, please.
Yes, indeed, man. But besides that, how was your week?
Let me tell y'all, it has been fantastic. So, the girl is back on her eating regimen. Mm-hmm. She's doing some self-care. The job is over. Now, they still call me from time to time, ask me about this or that. But I can do it from the comfort of my home. Yes, I've done some stuff on Louisiana Royal Hearts, done a little branding, changed up a couple of things. But today I got me a 2-mile run-in and another 2-mile walk.
4 miles.
Yeah, they're 4 miles today, two running, 2 walking. And then I turned around like yesterday and I did an hour workout. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm about to get myself together.
I'm gonna get there one day. I can't say I'm gonna get you 4. I'm gonna start back on my Navy days. I had to give them 1.5 miles, and I struggle with that. When I was in the Navy, and shout out to all the veterans out there. Shout out to all the veterans. I know tomorrow was Veterans Day, but happy Veterans Day to all of you, all my fellow veterans. I am a veteran myself. I'm very proud. I don't say it often, but every year come around, I post a pic or what have you and talk about a little bit about it. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I know, like right now, I refuse to let any of my kids go in the military. But if you have a child, or if you don't even know where your child at, if you listening and you are 18, you got a GED or a high school education, you got your diploma, don't let people tell you that the military is not for you unless you try it. Now, I know a lot of people, and even my staff might even disagree with me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you, I was at a place in my life. So this is what I'm going to say. If you are in a place in your life to where you don't know where you're going to end up at, you don't know what you're going to end up doing, you don't know if you're going to be a cab driver, you don't know if you're working at McDonald's, you doing these things right now, you just don't see no future, you worried, and you settling for less all the time. I'm telling you right now, the military is the way to go. I'm going to tell you to also do your research to figure out what branch best suits you as well. Because I was in the United States best Navy in the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And I was in them streets. You dig? I was in them streets, and I was facing some time. Peter I ain't no angel. You know what I'm saying? I was facing 40 years, y'all. I literally was facing 40 years in prison. And I chose the military route. You know, they locked me up for a little bit, and my recruiter spoke up for me. So if you're in that situation, if you're in a situation where your conviction can be downgraded to a misdemeanor, or if you could just be good for a couple of years and just be on your parole or probation officer ass, let them know, look, you need to change, you need to get up out New Orleans. That's all I had in my head. I gotta get out New Orleans. I know I'm talking a little long, but this is important because there are some youth out there that really don't have no direction. Whether it's a lack of parenting, whether it's just you just being rebellious as hell or what have you, but you are to the point where you want to be noticed, you want to be recognized, you want to have some stability. I'm telling you, look into it. The Navy was good for me except for one part. If you don't know how to swim, you better learn before you go. I knew how to swim prior to me going, but the way they want you to swim, and I'm gonna give you a little tidbit. Go to a pool. I used to swim in Lake Carmel and a couple other places out in New Orleans East, because that's where I'm from. And I used to be able to swim and tread water and swim out, tread water for a few seconds and swim to the other side so I could stand up, you know what I'm saying? Then come back over, swim, roll on my back, do all of that. I'm going to the Navy. I'm like, okay, I know how to swim. They're going to make you drop off a platform. Now, that's the scariest part. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, and camera guy, camera crew, I'm sorry for going over, but this is Veterans Day. I didn't do this on none of my shows the prior 6 years. So give me my time, please. And you too. Bro. Because I really I'm hoping I can reach some youth, men, young girls, or young boys. It don't matter. But you go in the Navy, there's a platform about 20, 25 feet in the air, and you gotta stand on top of it and drop down. You ain't gonna dive off, you ain't gonna jump off. You just gotta, like, you know how you see people jump out of the airplane, they cross the arms, and then you just take one step and you just fall. Well, that's what you gotta do. Take a lesson from me. Make sure you step out and bring your other foot, as you dropping, hurry up and bring your other foot to meet up with the foot that you stepped with, because Petey Paul, my dumb ass, I stepped off the platform and left the other foot on the platform. I stepped with my left foot, left my right foot on the platform, and when I tell you my body went down and the platform was scraping my foot, and I fell down and did a body, belly flap. Belly flap, oh my God, from 25 feet in the air. Lord, did it hurt and did it make a mega splash. Just look. That's one hard part. But if you don't know how to swim, they will teach you how to swim on your back or float on your back and just flutter kick. Because it's all about surviving, because you're gonna be on the ship eventually. You know what I'm saying? And just to make a long story short, I dropped off the platform. I failed that part because I didn't drop right and I messed my foot up. I still had to get my limp foot back up there and drop off the platform properly. Once you do that, you drop in the water, they tell you to swim to the wall. You hold on to the wall till the last man come off the platform. Last man off the platform, they tell you everybody off the wall. You in 18 feet, 16 feet of water, and you gotta tread water. Me, I'm like, oh man, I can tread water. I tread water in the hood. Tread water in the hood is like maybe 30 seconds. No. In the Navy, you gotta tread water for like 3 minutes. I mean, all three of them, 1, 2, 3. You gotta tread water for 3 minutes. And so once I got to my 30, 45 second limit, I'm like, I'm about to swim to the side. This big fat kid grabbed hold of me, and we had a fight. I had to elbow him in his chest because I felt like I was about to drown. He was panicking, I was panicking. I'm like, get off me. So, all in all, a Navy SEAL reached his pole out to me, and I thought he was reaching his pole out to me so I can grab it and he'll pull me to the side. Well, I grabbed the pole and he pushed it in my chest to push me back out there to like no, get your ass back out there or whatever. I pulled the pole and the Navy SEAL dove into the water like he was like this on the edge. He didn't want to fall in the water, and then he just formed and did a perfect dive, and came straight to me like a dolphin. And he grabbed me and pulled me underwater. I'm just saying, that's how it was in 2000. It ain't like that now. And that probably did sound kind of discouraging. My bad. Look, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be okay. So let me just stop right there. It took me 7 times to try and pass the swim qual because I refused to give up on swimming like this and treading water. But if I would have knew that I could just get in the pool and tell them I don't know how to swim, I don't know how to swim, I don't know how to swim repetitively, they would have put you in a kiddie pool and taught you how to swim on your back. That's when I passed the swim qual. After the 7th try, I was swimming on my back. You got to swim from one end to the other and back. And you're good. You pass the swim qual, that's over with. And they teach you how to float with your pants too. Now, I can't do it with these pants because they got holes in them. So all y'all that like to wear holy pants, don't do it. But all of this is basically a shout out to the veterans, the military, and you out there that just don't have a guiding light in your life right now. You know what I'm saying? Give the military a shot. If it's not the Navy, if you're scared of water, try the Army, Marines, Air Force, National Guard. You know what I'm saying? But don't stay here in these streets and just accept what come to you. You hustle here, you hustle there, and you end up going to jail, getting a charge, and messing up your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, give the military a shot, like, real talk. And that's my tidbit. I done took up all the time for the introduction and all of that. And I was gonna tell y'all how I slipped in the shower and bust my ass, but I ain't much gonna say. Just know Petey Paul slipped in the shower on a drunk night, and I fell totally out the shower in the opposite direction and hurt myself. Anyway, it's the Petey Paul Fireball Show. We're about to take a break. We got Glenn Metz Jr. in the building, man. We're about to bring him on in here, and we about to grill him. Nah, we ain't gonna grill him. That's my dog, man. We gonna bring Glenn Metz up in a second. Please do us a favor on all lives that's going right now. Share. Invite, start a watch party, do whatever it is you got to do, you know what I'm saying? And we going to come back, me and Fireball, Glenn Metz Jr. right here, Petey Paul Fireball Show. We're going to be right back. Run that track. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Petey Paul, and I'm here to introduce you to my new network called the What It Do Network. If you ever thought about wanting to have your own platform, on your own podcast, to have a larger voice, a place to where you can interview people, you can talk about issues, you can promote your own company. You can promote your hobby, you can promote whatever it is you want to do, such as the equipment is here. Space is here. The engineers here. Everything you need to create that network of business that you want to draw in to you. The What It Do Network is for everyone. If you want a platform where you got a larger voice, you're being heard throughout the city, even nationwide. If it matters to you, this is the place for you. The What It Do Network. Come see me. Welcome back to the Petey Paul Fireball Show. I'm your boy, Petey Paul.
And your girl, Fireball.
And we got a very extra special supercalifragilisticexpialidocious guest in the building. You hear me? The first interview that I did, I had the opportunity to interview this young brother 6 years ago when I first started in radio. And now that I think back to it, I was nervous as shit, bro, because I had never did an interview on that scale. And like when I was able to like move around and get that to happen, even though I wasn't ready, I had to. I knew this was my lane. And when you showed up, I had to put on, and it was a big help because you really took it over and you helped, and you even brought a special guest in that was involved with your life and whatnot. But to all y'all out there that don't know who this is, and there's plenty out there that know who it is. But it's the one and only Glenn Metz Jr. What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? It's a pleasure.
Hey, bro.
Glad to see you again. And then you got a co-host. You didn't have a co-host.
That
means you're doing big things.
Dude, she is the biggest help ever.
That means we're doing big things. But I told you that, though. I told you that when I had
you did.
So you ain't going nowhere but up from here. I promise you.
See, bro, I thank you for coming down. You have no troubles traveling down, huh?
Nah, not at all, man.
Everything was smooth.
You know, God gonna make it work. I'm gonna get there.
Man, Glenn Metz Jr, man.
So look, so some people didn't know because I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I had to Google everything about you because I didn't know the story. I don't know anything, and so for those people who are like me, tell them who you are.
I mean, I'm offspring of Glenn Metz Sr. You know what I mean? A lot of people in New Orleans know who he is, you know, from the media or some know him personally. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you know it was. It was publicized a lot back in the day, 1992, 1993 when it was actually convicted. But the case I think they actually picked him up in '92.
Okay.
So you know that's a long time. I was 17, so that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were 17.
Yeah, I was 17. My brother was 16. So then my sister was, you know, a few years younger than that. And my other side, baby sister too as well. So, you know, so it was, you know, it's been a journey. You know what I mean? 28 years. It was August '92. So, I mean, it's a little over 28 years now, and he's still fighting for his freedom. You know what I mean? And, you know.
How's it looking for him as
I
far
mean,
as?
it looks good actually right now. It's actually looking good. You know what I mean? For the most part, it looks good.
Right.
We got a little lifeline. You know what I mean? So it's just it's so much politics involved in less about right and wrong.
Right.
It's more political than right and wrong.
Always.
You know what I mean? Because there's no justification for nobody, you know, that could sell drugs and that they put here, and you hand a man life sentences, triple life. You know what I mean?
So let's back up because you know we're talking about someone, and for some of us we don't know. So who is Glenn Metz?
I mean, he's not an angel, but he's a very, very, very particular and peculiar guy. Like my dad is. Anybody that knows him know he's like. There's no one like him. You know what I mean? He'll give you anything, whatever you have. It don't matter. He's done things for the community a lot when he was coming up. And once he got to a certain level, even before certain levels, you know what I mean, he would do certain things for kids, old folks. You know what I mean? Just the things that he would. And see, the government never talked about the positive things. Of course, they don't want to do that because that's not going to help the conviction. So they didn't talk about anything that he did positive in the neighborhoods. And, you know, they was willing to talk for him. You know, the community was willing to talk for him, but they didn't want to hear none of that. They didn't want to hear anything about his good side.
Do you think that they were more so like that, and not to mean to cut you off, but do you think they were more so angry that he was so clever and that he was smart, and that's one of the reasons why they're holding them so tightly and not letting them loose, because they had some other people come home already,
Yeah,
right?
a lot. I mean, pretty much it was 9 of them all together that actually that got picked up in you know, it cost around one case.
Mm-hmm.
So now he had 8 other co-defendants, and his wife came home 2016.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And then of course other co-defendants came home. And it's pretty much because he was like, had he been like I told you earlier, had he been the flashy type, the jewelry here, the cars, throwing the money and all that, he'd have been home. I mean, you could do statistically, you could see an average cat that does 10 years or less, they know he's coming back.
Right.
It ain't out of the system yet. You do 10 years or better, 9 times out of 10, you ain't going back.
Right.
Whether you do 20 years, you're not going back to jail for drugs. You know what I mean? So they know, and then he hid under the radar for so long, they couldn't really put a hand on him at all. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for, you know, the way the street is now, where all these informants and, you know, people willing to testify to get their time cut, won't do the crime, but don't want to pay, don't want to do their own time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the bargain chip that they play with. You can't, there's no way to win. That's why I tell people all the time, with my name, you can sit a boat outside, I don't want it. I'm not even going close to the boat, because it's going to be mine. And they're going to say it's mine if I don't pass it up like I don't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so I don't want no part of it, because I know one thing about it, either somebody gonna kill me for it, or they gonna put some people on. You know, they gonna put somebody informant on and stuff like that, and try to infiltrate the camp and find out. No. So I don't even. Yeah, it's. I mean, that was my. I mean.
When did you start understanding that?
It took me. It took me not long, but I felt like that was a great example I could have had. Why it had to be my father, it was. You know what I mean? I understood that God only created one Glenn Metz Jr. I couldn't be here. I'm Junior. So I got to create my own lane and do what I do for myself. And my brother had to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Because he raised us like we were twins. You know what I'm saying? We like a year and a half apart. And you saw him, you saw me. You know what I mean? That's just how we were brought up to be like twins. We dressed alike, everything. You know what I mean? You saw that concert, we had the same outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just what he was. That's just how he wanted it because he raised us like that. And so even the government, when they started following him, when they called on to who he was and where he was, they saw him with us every day. So it's like you don't see him with no guys, no nothing. He with his sons and my god brother. You know what I mean? My god brother Herbert. He would be with us three all day. We would play basketball, we would gamble, we would do whatever all together. And so it's like it's not even fitting for what you're saying. How this person was. It don't even fit the bill. But you know, they did what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? So they have that much control to do what they want to do and take your life away. And it was predicated basically on to really, if you take the head away, everything else will crumble.
Correct.
And that's what they thought. And had we been any younger than 17 or 16 and was taught and guided by him, we probably would have failed. Because they wanted us too at the same time. We just was too young.
Really?
My uncle was 19 when he left. They took him. He was 19 in college, right here at Sumo actually, and to be a pharmacist. So he wasn't no dummy. You know what I'm saying? Far from a dummy. So it's like, nah, we taking him too. So I was 17. Had I probably been 18 or 19, I'm going too.
Man, wouldn't.
He wanted. My dad said they wanted all of us. You know what I mean? Anybody who could have probably kept it going, they wanted to take him off the street. So I'll be a threat.
How was it for you, like, just even the years after, you know, with I'm sure the court case and going through that had to be difficult, especially you having his name,
Right.
having to sound like, you know, just really worried so much about, you know, just breathing almost without somebody coming for you.
I mean, I wasn't that, and it's funny that we talk about that. Me and my brother talk about it a lot of times because, he's been gone 28 years. We haven't even gotten a confrontation with the person on no level. At all. About nothing, about anything. I mean, we went out, we hung out, we did things, we was in the street, you know what I'm saying, driving nice cars, we did all of that. So we never had no confrontations. Guys, you know, say dude was jealous of us or say if they were jealous, they were jealous from afar. They never brought it to us like that. But it was in the beginning. You think about 17 and 16. You know, you really like trying to, and like I said, that was our best friend. So it's like we basically took him away. Now we trying to, you know, just juggle. Which our mothers are strong Black women, so that's what helped us along the way as well. We have uncles that were strong and also that helped us and guided us throughout the way as well. So it's uncle that, yeah, we did. As far as on our mother's side.
Okay.
On our daddy's side, they took both of them. They took my youngest uncle at 19, was like our big brother because he was right there. I was 17, he was 19, so we hung like brothers every day. And I had another uncle, Jethro, who he's passed away, he's deceased now, but they had picked him up too as well. But they let him go because he wasn't even nowhere involved. So it would have been 10 of them all together got tried, but he made sure they got him out of that.
Right.
Like, what y'all want to know? What y'all? He just want to go acting crazy on that. So no, you go home. We don't want you nowhere, man. We don't want you. You go home. Because he was like, I don't know, man. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all. And he was like, he called them out bad. They was like, man, let him go. Because he's not going to help us. He go out and hurt us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a free man. They let him go. And everybody acting, get hysterical like that. Yeah. Everybody about it went home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they didn't want no part of him. They didn't want no part of my uncle, man. R.I.P. to Jed, man. That man. They sent him home quick.
Right.
He said, man, this y'all lying. Like this, I ain't saying nothing. Like he went to guard crazy. They sent him off.
How often you get to talk to Pops, man?
Man, I talked to him before I came here. Actually, I talked to him. He know I was coming through this here, so speak on him again. So
Right.
just to uplift them and then people know that's what I do. You know what I mean? It's, I ain't doing it till they let him go.
Right, you said that 6 years ago.
6 years ago, I ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? Anytime it come out my mouth on my page, whatever IG or it's on Facebook, it's him.
So after 28 years, what's his spirits like?
Man, he's a great spirit.
Yeah.
Man, he the same person he was on the street. No different. He's uncle to everybody in there. He's uncle. Every race.
Yeah.
Mexicans don't call people their family.
Right.
They would not call nobody Theo. They call him Theo. They pass by me, I'm visiting, they pass by me, what's up, Theo? And everybody in their own. That's just his demeanor. That's why it's this is one thing about life. If you're a bad person, your offspring typically is bad as well. So I don't have a record. My brother don't have a record. So it's like if he was a violent person, violence follows violence.
Right.
So we gonna be somewhere in that violent tree as well.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. The apple don't fall that damn far from the tree.
Right.
To where you don't
I
get,
see what
you're not gonna touch it. It's not gonna affect you because that's nothing we saw. You know what I mean? If anything, it's money. And he'll tell you in a minute, I was about making money. Better than my family, better than my situation. Where I didn't want my mom to want for anything. And I didn't want my kids to have less than what I had. I want them to have the best. I want them to have everything I didn't have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he'd tell you in a minute, I could have gave y'all everything y'all wanted. But I know if I'm not here to give it to you, you're going to go get it in the way you want to get it. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So I'm going to still have the structure there and demand the respect and whatever. You know what I mean? That's just how he was. That's how he is. Still to this day.
Let's take a quick pause, man. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, man. We got some music up for y'all. We'll be right back. It's the Petey Paul Fireball Show with the one and only Glenn Metz Jr. They got some artists that's watching this live or that's gonna see this live or see this video on the YouTube channel one way or the other. Oh my gosh, I hope y'all hear this and it's y'all vibe and even the dog trap. I gotta put us through some more music up. I gotta refresh this. Let me see if it came through. It's refreshing right now. But dog, I'm beyond overly impressed, dude. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm an experience.
Dog. And Rain rap?
Yeah, he's
dude.
an experience too.
He got some skills. Support your local artists. You'll never know. Like, we got a whole bunch of talent out there. I be trying to tell everybody, like, you don't have to choose, because that's what you're doing. You don't have to choose it's on the radio all the time. You don't have to all the time. Alright, for all local artists, you come in, just get an interview, spin your music, and you wrap things up, get on the floor and perform. Right here live on the one and only Petey Paul What It Do show. Brought to you by the What It Do Network. Welcome back, people. It's the Petey Paul Fireball Show, man. We got the one and only Glenn Metz Jr. in the building. And I can't say drilling, because if y'all been tuned in, I can't say drilling or grilling. We just been chilling straight, like, getting paid, wearing silks and suede. Y'all remember that shit?
Look, this dude.
I ain't with you on that one.
Hey, bro.
I don't remember that, Peter.
Dog, I know y'all lying to me, dog. What?
What's on that? Who made that?
Man, look, y'all in y'all 40s plus 2. Goddamn.
No, we're not.
Whatever. Come next month, I'm going to officially be back to 25. So
I'm sure.
Yeah.
24. Times
Twice.
2.
Yeah. Twice. Yeah.
I mean,
Twice is nice.
boy,
But you gotta, I tell people, man, we seasoned, man. We seasoned. We
Wait, my math is wrong. 24 times 2 is 48. I could be 48.
Well, I don't know. That's what you
That was
said.
you said.
Hey. Anyway, we got Glenn Metz here. Glenn Metz Jr.
Just keep climbing that ladder. You'll get there. You'll get the 48. You'll get the 48. Sure enough. Keep on climbing that ladder, bro. For real, for real.
Look, so in the break, guys, we got a chance to kind of just chop it up.
Yeah.
But what I want him to do is kind of go in and just kind of tell y'all what it, what we see and how we know and how people know who Glenn Metz is, because I didn't know. I mean, he's talked about all the, some of the good things. We're gonna talk about that too, because I read some of those as well. But who is Glenn Metz to the people back in that time?
He was a guy. I mean, a guy that, of course, everybody know he's incarcerated for being, a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to him, selling drugs. He's like, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Charge me for what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else outside of that, I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it.
Now, that's what he did,
Mm-hmm.
but he was not known as just any drug dealer.
Right.
Right.
No, I mean, not any drug dealer. I mean, if you want to say in the neighborhoods that we grew up in,
Just tell us what was he convicted as, and we'll.
He was convicted as basically a kingpin. So that got him and his wife, and it was in the 7 co-defendants. They got charges as like criminal activity, gang activity, organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
So they called them the Metz gang, which it never was a gang, but that was a way to get the conviction.
Gotcha.
Right.
So you had to put everybody like this the brains, this the and this was the king. This was 2 headed operations. That's
That's how
why
they
him and
do.
the wife got the biggest charge.
That's
The
how they
life
do.
sentences and stuff like that. Triple life.
Because they got the exact same charge.
It was like my dad got triple life in 72 years. I think she got triple life in maybe 30 something, maybe 40 years or 50 years, something like that, which is overkill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's only because they wouldn't cooperate. Because if you think about it, most cats that actually go to jail, get caught with drugs, the government will offer them a deal.
Mm-hmm.
They never got a deal. He said, I was never offered anything. So that was actually, like we watch these shows and, you bring down, you can take Power show for instance.
Yeah.
When they brought down one of the big kingpins, what there was in the bar celebrating, hey, we all get raises. That's what goes on. We all got to laugh.
And when you said that, that's what was going on in my head too. You know what I'm saying?
That's basically
because usually the one they want will not get the deal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the one at the top never ever gets the deal.
Right.
They're the ones. They're going to be the last to know the deal is on the table.
Yeah.
And that's normally what it seems in. And the idea that we have a real life case here.
And it's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean to cut you off, it's funny that, because my dad, me and my brother actually went and saw him and, visited him one time and we just happened to talk about Power.
Really?
And we just happened to be, my brother happened to be talking about it.
Yeah.
And we talked about ghosts. He was like,
He knew about it?
he was like, ghosts. Like, yeah. He was like, that was they used to call me that. The ghost.
Really?
Like on his box, on his file was the ghost. Because they didn't know who he was. Like years ago, they didn't know if he was black, white. With Metz, Metz is not a common name. Glenn is, most people think we white.
Yeah.
You Google Metz on Facebook, anything, it's gonna pop up with either Caucasian or it's gonna be something else, Philippines. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be a bunch of blacks. I mean, it's German, so it's gonna come. Our heritage, our lineage just come from from overseas, so you're not gonna know. So for years you didn't know until we start.
Yeah.
That's when when you start giving information and I know who he is and no, it's him right there or whatever else. When you can point him out, because they never knew for years. That's pretty much why he got a hard sentence because he hit on the radar. The investigation for 10 years and you could never really get nothing.
10 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
They really couldn't get nothing. And then it was another situation that happened that basically lit fire to it and then full steam ahead. And and that's what. And that was at that 10-year mark when they was about to have to give up.
Right.
And something happened and it shouldn't have happened, but it happened, and it just lit a fire under the case, and they went full steam ahead from there, and that's how it was like, well, look, this is what we're gonna do. And so it's like, this is the thing about it, if you would investigate somebody for 10 years or better, or less. I mean, if I'm watching you, I got some stuff on you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm ready to convict you, I'm not gonna take a year.
Right.
I'm ready to go to court. I'm ready to go try ASAP.
Mhm.
Didn't happen that way. You know, I know people today that's on the street right now that was incarcerated at the time when they all got picked up, and was hearing them, walk through the jail, like, that,
Yeah.
say that,
Yeah.
Come say that, Glenn Metz, yeah, oh no, yeah, I know him. All right, come on.
Just lining them up.
Just line them up, yeah. Just like it's like we gonna get this conviction. Which way how we gonna do it, we gonna get it. You know what I mean? So
That was the highlight of their life. Like that was like hitting the lottery for them or something.
It was big. I mean, when you have like the largest organization, what you want to say, that come out of New Orleans, you know what I mean? You want to look at it from that standpoint. I don't, like I said, me and my brother talk about this all the time. We don't brag on the situation. Like we don't live off of it. We don't, it's our life, but we can't really run from it. It's our life.
Exactly.
But at the same time, we don't glorify what happened. We don't glorify what he did. He don't glorify what he did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He know he did it.
Right.
But to sit down with him and he explained to us why he did it,
Mm-hmm.
it's still not right, but I understand.
Right.
And, because some people do it for the fame. They do it for just say, I got a lot of money. Or they just say, just because I can drive this nice car, I can do this. My dad drove an F-150 every day. He wore a uniform every day. He didn't put on no clothes. When he went to a concert or something like that, yeah, he dressed up, or went out to a club or something, yeah. But other than that, he wore a uniform every day. G&M Towing, he wore that, he had a tool truck company, he had some friends. So he would wear that uniform every day. You would see him with that every day. If not the same one, every day. You know what I mean? But that's just how he was, and that's what they didn't like, you know what I'm saying, the low-keyness and all that. Like I said, had he been flamboyant and, and flashy, then it could have been something different.
I hope when he come home, y'all get a chance to flip the script and tell y'all story in a documentary or a movie, and do it the way y'all saw it and know it.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is actually, on and really like right there. It's been talked about, we trying to either shop it or do whatever, but it's because he already has his book written already.
Yeah.
He been at it written already. So it's just a matter of him just coming home, put it out, or sending it to me like I asked him to do, so I can put it out. You know what I mean? And so he got it already.
And that could actually be something that could actually help because sometimes when people start to hear it and everybody knowing who it is, and I felt stupid that I didn't know.
Right.
Being that like apparently I don't know a lot of things around the world, but seriously, and then you get an idea of what it's like from the person because somebody else is going to tell the story.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people telling the story, and it's all that you go on YouTube, you go on this, you go on that. There's plenty of stories about Glenn Metz and the Metz gang and all of that, and people are narrating it and stuff like that. But my dad always, and some guys are basically changing their voice while they're narrating it. I listen to that stuff too as well. But I'm like, when my dad hear about it, because he's guys that either come through there or and they'll hear the same thing. They'll tell him about it. Like, I don't know them guys. They guys don't know me. They don't know nothing about me because they have the people who doing it. They're young. Yeah. They're just trying to get a story to get likes. To get likes. Get some likes on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember one of them was quite young. I was like, how would they know?
Right. They're too young. They're too young to even know anything about the story.
It's like they're telling it from a historian. Like that one, I just kind of clicked off.
Yeah.
As I kind of looked up the story myself, it's like.
And I have to tell a lot of times, like, you're taking what you read that the government put out there, and you're telling it again in your own way.
Correct. And I read that too. Like if they didn't tell me anything that was different from what I can read in the court document.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're going verbatim.
Yeah. They did. I did listen to one. It was just like that. It's like
it's word for word. And I had to tell a couple guys, like,
I can
Like
deal with all of
take it. I mean, it's hard because you get defensive
that.
because you don't really know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
I say stop. What you're doing is you're doing what the government did to convince the people that this is who this was. That's how they got their conviction. They didn't have true facts as well either. They just went on what they wanted to. They just say what they wanted to say, did what they wanted to do because they had that power. You know, it's nothing you can do. I don't care who you really got to walk in there. They whole thing was to get that conviction. We're not letting up until we lock these people up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then the crazy part, to lock them up and basically take just like I say, take what they got to take and take them off the street. Like, I remember I was 13 and they came to the house looking for him. You know, I guess they was coming to cook down the door, but I opened the garage up for him.
Mm.
And they was mad. They was mad as hell. Like, they was mad. You know, and they actually took my uncle, slammed him through the ground, put guns to his head, searched the house. They took Danielle, you know what I'm saying, put guns, you know what I mean, just tearing the house up, looking for stuff, you know what I mean. He wasn't there. And the federal agent on the case was like, I was just, because I guess they knew I was young, so they didn't do me now. I'm just standing up in the kitchen, just watching them go in and out, do whatever they do. And the federal agent that was on the case was like, look, when I tell your daddy, when I catch him, I'm gonna lock him up for a very long time. And I was like, okay. I mean, what you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'll pass it on, but I mean, what you want me to do? But I'll never forget that. Like, I can picture it right now, standing in the kitchen, in the corner, the countertop meeting, right here. And he told me that's looking right now.
Well, I can only imagine that. But we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, I want to do a comparison of my thoughts of the how do you say, how poor the community was that leads, and even now, that leads people to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that and a few other things. We'll be right back. It's the Petey Fireball Show with the one and only Glenn Metz Jr. We'll be right back. We back, man. It's the Petey Fireball Show with the one and only Glenn Metz Jr. in the building. We've been covered a lot, and something that was bothering me before the air. I was thinking outside the box about people that's watching and listening to this interview that's saying, well, he deserved this, let him get that, this, that, and other, blase, blase. Not only for that, for him, but for anybody else that may be incarcerated. But I believe 28 years is more than enough for a non-violent crime that you was convicted of, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, I want to also address the fact that, I mean, the supposedly great again America created this mess. You know what I'm saying? They created poverty. We came out of slavery with basically nothing. Had to get it out the mud from the time not just blacks, Irish folks too. Vietnamese, when they came here, everybody other than whites had to get it out the mud and struggle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, and something else I'm gonna put out there, a lot of the things that a majority of white folks have was handed down through lineage, you know what I'm saying, which they got off the backs of blacks. And that's a whole other conversation, but it's leading up to my point that when there's not jobs out there that you can qualify for, because they kept our parents and our great-grandparents and all of that from getting education, you know what I'm saying, that led to their kids not getting education because they out in the fields plowing and doing what have you, and the kids just doing whatever they can to keep the house going, and they get put in school and they don't have, they don't know what's going on. We had a lucky few that did get it and caught on. But what else could we do if there's no jobs out there? Minimum wage, and still in New Orleans, minimum wage is single digits. We haven't hit double digits yet. If I'm not mistaken, minimum wage is $7.25 right now, maybe?
$7 and something, I don't know.
When I was in high school in the 90s, it was $3.25. I was working at corn dog on the stick in the plaza, making $3.25 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Nastiest food ever.
That was great. I love them corn dogs, and I made that lemonade fresh, girl.
Talking about you soon.
Yeah, don't be talking that. That's my method. I whip that shit. I used to, y'all need some corn dogs, me, y'all holler at your boy, I'm telling you. But get back to my point, dude.
Right.
Looking at it And y'all seen movies, y'all seen documentaries, y'all know how it is out here, but y'all ignore the fact of how hard it is out here for black folks, Latinos, Irish folks. It don't matter how difficult it was out here for us to get a job from way back then and till today. It's a lot better today, but it's still bad. You know, it's a better bad. You know what I'm saying? So I understand if your father and everybody else, I know a couple of other people that got into the drug game on a large scale, and I know some that just did it because they were just like, fuck it, I'm about to do this and I don't care. But there are some people that really did it because they had to put food on the table. It was they have a large family, you know what I'm saying? And they wanted to make sure that their family, and I ain't just talking about the kids, I'm talking about mamas, daddies, grandpas, people that didn't have opportunity. So when the government stepped in and you allowed this, y'all knew what was coming into here and y'all wasn't creating jobs.
Not even allowed. I mean, if you look at many of us, if you actually have seen some of the movies that have been created,
Yeah.
you will see that the government is who infiltrated drugs into our community.
Exactly.
So the thing about it is, it's not so much that, it's just when you hand a person who's been in poverty, you say, okay, hey, here, try this. You need to sell it to this. We can make this money or whatever. You put it in the community that is poor.
Right.
And you give it to another poor person to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that they can get rich and then they see the financial benefit. But you don't talk about the research that you're doing with them as a lab rat to kind of see how this is going to affect the community. And I would like to even believe they probably tried it a little bit before and saw what it was going to do and knew that this was a way to kind of wipe out.
Yeah, I mean, you're killing generations.
Yeah,
And that's basically, it's the biggest trick. I mean,
yeah.
like, even me and my brother talk about it all the time. It's the biggest trick that the government in the United States has played on minorities as a whole.
Yeah.
You put it in the communities and you want us to sell it. We get addicted to it, just like we get addicted to drugs. We get addicted to the money and the power and the respect. And
they set us up
and it sets you up to do that. And then what you're doing is, you set it up, you let the person get to a certain level. And when you get to that certain level, you cut that head. So now the family is broken now. The family is done. You know what I'm saying? So the next generation, his sons, you hoping that they carry on the torch. Okay, while you locked up, we're gonna lock, and then they get to a certain age. Now we're gonna lock him up.
Yeah, and
what I mean?
It's just systematic keeping our men out of the homes. Yeah. And so you continue to have people, basically
taking them out the homes.
Taking them out the homes. And so now you don't have women protection, which is the same thing that they did in slavery. And until we wake up and begin to understand what is being done to us and start to do something a little bit different. And not that we're not, because I do see it, but I often look at some of my people that's my age and younger, and I see that they try the same drugs that our parents got addicted to. And then it's like, you ain't see what that did to them? Yeah. I mean, it's a cycle. And it's like, what happens,
It's a generational curse that they got to break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the biggest thing about it too as well, even from my standpoint. Like, I made a vow, like, to my son. My oldest son is 22. And it was a thing that I can't put you through what I go through. I'm still going through it. 28 years later. You know what I mean? That I can't have you going, to a prison to visit me. Like, I go visit my dad. Like, it's hard, me and my brother going up, it's hard leaving him in there. Because we know, we know, okay, he did crime, he basically did his time. But to leave him there, it's like the ultimate thing, like, from the first time to the last, to whatever. You go there and you see him, and it's like, his spirit's always high. He bounces. I mean, he see you, he bouncing, he walking fast, he coming, he excited. You know what I mean? Like, he hollering, hey, how everybody knows he knows. So it's like, and it's crazy, from the guards and everything in there, like, I come in there, they know us when we come in there, and it's like, you met something, I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? So they know, and they know he's not about none of that riffraff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's been in there too long. Like, my thing, talking about the violent stuff and talking about, you know, generational curses or a violent person. Like, he had never been to jail. He hadn't even had a speeding ticket at the age of 36 when they picked him up.
Wow.
That's why they didn't know who he was as well. He didn't have it. So, you know, now you have a speeding ticket, a driving violation, none of that. So, to pick him up at 36, I remember I made 36, I was like, dang. I'm the same age my dad is now. You know what I mean? But for me to get to that 36, it was like, damn. After that, his life was taken, you know, basically. But, you know, jail is preservation. You know, jail preserves you. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, you know what I mean? I don't care who, you could have been the wildest person on the street. You went to jail, you got incarcerated. It's preserving your life. That's how I look at it. I think God is preserving you for something else. Because you could have been slain in the street. My dad could have lost his life in the street as well. But it didn't happen. So I got to look at it from that standpoint. But I had to also break the curse because I'm like, I can't go down the same road. Like I say, God made him and made me. I got my own life, and I got to be held accountable for my own life. So I can't do what he did or whatever. I don't want no part of it. I can't do it. Oh well, I got to move on because I got kids. I mean, I have to find a different path, find a different way. Don't get me wrong. Don't tell me I ain't different dad. I'll be lying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not an angel either. I'm not a saint either. But I mean, I know I had to stop it at some point, and I had to. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to. It's hard, like I say, going in there and then you leave somebody you love in there, and like I said, it would have set better with me. I think a little bit had I known that they did their job, not use people that's already incarcerated to get their time cut and they come home.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I could never. Because to me, once that happened in '92, in '93 when the conviction action came over, but their conviction rate is like at 98% now, because you got so many people helping.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can Google some things now. There's that situation right now. It's all viral. But these the guys, they don't give a damn. They're telling the story. They're telling it all verbatim. They're telling it word. You know they're not lying because there's no stuttering. They're telling it just like it is, just like it happened. You know what I mean? So it's just something that we deal right now. That's why I said you couldn't pay me enough money to touch that. Because I already know. Now all you're going to do is tell on me anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you're going to kill me for it. You know what I'm saying? Take the money, take the drugs. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So I already know. It's two. Either you're going to go to jail or you're going to die. Like, it's just two places. You know what I'm saying? Because it's totally different now. You know what I mean? And these cats these days, they don't know how to hide under the radar. They want to be flashy. They want the cars, they want the jewelry, they want et cetera. So, the women. So they don't care about nothing else. So
They
but
definitely don't care about the other people's
No,
life
don't
or
care about
anything else. So, you have to, this generation is different.
It's different.
It's
very
different.
different.
It's
Very
different.
It's a whole other cloth. They cut from a whole
They
other
don't
cloth.
think. They don't think.
They just do stuff. They just react and then deal with the consequences later.
Yeah.
They don't strategically strategize nothing that they do. And that's part of the reason why, like I say, my dad got so much of a hard sentence because he was basically y'all smaller than him. You know what I mean? And it took for a long time, and it's like I said, like he told me, once I get him, oh, trust me, I got him for a long time. And it's been it's almost 30 years, and a life sentence in the feds is 30 years. I think it's 25 to 30 years, so he's already done. He's basically done that.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. So look, they got another thing I'm gonna ask you about. We're gonna take a quick break. Time flying by. I'm like, this interview is so interesting. Time just flying by, like for real. But when we come back, I remember when you said when you walked in, the guards knew you, and like you Metz son or what have you. But there's something else extended on that I want to ask. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. It's Petey Paul 5-Ball Show. Glenn Metz Jr. in the building, man. We're gonna be right back. We back, man. The Petey Paul 5-Ball Show again. We got the homie Glenn Metz in the building. I left off with the point of when you said you walked into the prison and the guards knew who you were or what have you. On the flip side, the guards know you dead. I mean, like the prison system, the warden, and everybody else. Like he been there so long. Has he?
I mean, he switched different He's been in Beaumont. He was in Portlock. That was in Portlock, Louisiana. It was a new facility out there. He went to Oakdale. So he either from Oakdale to Portlock, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Then he back in Beaumont. He was in Beaumont initially, like kind of when he first went in.
Right.
That's one of the places he was at, because that's mainly like that territory outside of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Federal prisons, they'll send them there. So it's like up there, we coming all the time. And one, that same one used to always know me because you can't wear a hat in there. So he used to tell my dad, "Your son look like Tupac." I was like, so he would know me because he felt like I look like Tupac. So it's funny. He would everybody always see me and say, "You met son?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he would know. Yeah, I tell him I look like Tupac. Okay, I guess if that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's how he know me. When I come in there, he would say that all the time. But
He's comfortable. Like,
yeah. I mean, because they know. I mean, as working in the prison, you know who with the rip rapper, you know who not.
Yeah.
And like I say, if you bad on the street, you're gonna be bad in there.
Mhm.
It's no way that you're gonna be bad out here on the street like a notorious guy. You don't have your jacket was clean when you was on the street. No scars. He got 0 points in the jail. The same as it was on the street. It just don't add up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To have, because the type of time you have, my dad's supposed to be in the maximum security because he got triple life.
Mhm.
He's actually in low security. And a person with that kind of time, he's not supposed to be on that level of security because of the life sentences. Because you're doing harsh crimes to get triple life sentences at 72 years. But he's on a lower level, the lowest you can go. The next thing lower than that is a camp. So he can't go no lower than that.
Right. What you had for him, Fireball? I know you had something lined up.
Well, we were going to discuss just basically, how has it been just kind of living in that name of Glenn Metz? I mean,
like I said before, it's a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has its if you want to say perks. You know what I'm saying? But it has its perks, it has its do's and don'ts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You second guess certain things if you think about that what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether, you always feel like there's muscle behind the name, there's muscle behind whatever. I'm not going to shy away from the facts of who he was and how they built him to be. But notorious gangster and notorious this, nah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But, you talk about businessman, about money, if you want, because business, if you look at me and my brother talked about this earlier, the drug life and business is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different. You're just playing with different things, different
Correct.
tools.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if I got 50 bricks and I got 50 properties,
Mm-hmm.
it's no different.
Right.
But I'm doing with these 50 properties, I'm trying to flip it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with these 50 bricks. I'm trying to make profit on all 50 of these.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to do a house. It's no different. The business go hand in hand. It's a matter of what you're dealing with.
Correct.
And that's where he'll tell you all that I hang my hat on hustling. I'm a hustler. I'm gonna get money. You know what I mean? I just chose this way to get my mom out the project, put in a house, in a 5-6 bedroom house, whatever. I forgot what it was, but moved out in the place, saying stuff like that, and pool in the yard, things that he couldn't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Redid the whole house. You know what I mean? Had his signature on it, half court back in the basketball. I mean, it's just like, but that's things that he wanted to do. And he told me this when I was 17, like I wanted to give my mother that stability that she didn't need a man for anything. Because what I seen in my life with her having to deal with men, I didn't want that for her anymore.
Yeah.
And that was his motivation. And he was like, I don't want y'all to have to want for anything as well. But I'm gonna limit y'all to what I give y'all because I want y'all to earn it. Like I had to earn everything.
Right.
Like everything. I had to clean it up. I did everything.
Yeah.
There was no, how you walk in the door and the house is dirty. Oh, my name getting yelled out. You got dish in the sink. Come, hey, you been home all day? Yeah, but grass gotta get cut. Yeah, you going trash. And they got other people in the house now, mind you. I ain't the only one in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? Look, Glenn, you got yours.
So back then you was a baller too, huh? You had
I
some
played.
skills.
My daddy played. My daddy still hoop. My daddy still hoop. My daddy still play with the best. He you know, I go in there to visit him. He always talking trash to the young guy.
Yeah.
Y'all won't whoop the old heads against the young guy.
What?
Y'all ain't ready. We gonna. Yeah, he talking mad. He talking mad.
So there's that basketball running the family?
Yeah, it runs. I mean, he got it. I get it basically from him, being around him. My daughter's crazy with it. She's crazy about it as well.
Yeah.
It's almost a sickness. Like, for real. I ate, slept. That's, man, you know, I watch basketball. And I had a half court in the backyard of my house, too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you watch basketball, you going straight to the yard. Like, you hype. You ready to get it in yourself like you playing. But, yeah, I played ball. You know what I'm saying? I had a scholarship to go play at Faulkner State in Alabama.
Hey, back up.
Yeah,
Where you played high school ball
I
at?
played high school ball at Salmon in Slidell.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Salmon High, yeah.
Yeah.
We was pretty good. I mean, we made some noise. I mean, I think my senior year was what? 33-1. We lost in the playoffs to Shannon Cavell and them. They played at Old Perry Walker. Yeah, we lost to Shannon Cavell and them there. With a minute 27 seconds left. Mad as hell. That shit was like a dream, man.
Did you have a good game?
I mean, I had a good game. I mean, pretty much we should have lost. Like, I'm gonna put it like that. We should have lost. Turnovers, we lost the game. Turnovers.
Yeah.
Because the proper guy that had the ball in the tank. So I'm gonna leave that way. I'm gonna leave that right way. Yeah. You know, because coach had his faith in other people. So
some things you can't get over, bro.
Some things you can't get. I never get over that, man. When you talking about you go 33-0. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go 32 on the regular season, go, you know, win your second round game, you know, third round, the game to go to Baton Rouge, you lose with a minute 27, up 7.
What?
Yeah, up 7 with a minute 27 left. Yeah. I'll never forget it. It's a bad dream, so, you know, along with the story around here.
Yeah.
Another bad dream.
Yeah.
You know, it's another bad dream. So we always talk about it as well. You know, the nightmare, we call it a nightmare, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't have the trials and tribulations I went through for us with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing that example. Because had that happened to anybody else prior to my dad, it happened to my dad would have ran from that.
Right.
Drugs would have been, he'd have ran. But he was the guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no guinea pig for him. So he that's what he was.
You
So
know,
he had,
and I think that was the biggest thing when we were in that segment of just kind of talking about, like, drugs was literally handed to us then.
Right.
We didn't have to pay for it
No.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was given.
Yeah.
And so we're just gonna leave it there. But
right.
but what are you doing today?
I mean,
so
you
tell
know,
us what you brought with.
I mean, I brought some. You know, I gotta bring some more stuff back because I didn't know. You know, he had his whole team. You know, when I came with Petey back in the day, you know, he wasn't this big.
Yeah,
I was. You know, it was just me, him, and the DJ.
We was
You know what I'm saying? Now he got, you know, he got people. You know what I'm saying? Setting up lights and cameras and action. I mean, but I got them tomorrow. I promise you. I got some T-shirts for them tomorrow. You know, we just got out of the clothing line that me and my brother started. His idea mainly because he used to draw a lot when we was young. So he talked about the disconnect. Like, disconnect could mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, you can disconnect from drugs, alcohol, whether you sell it, use it, whatever you want to do.
Right.
A bad relationship, anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Negative,
Anything negative, you disconnect from it. So that we just took that, we added the Mets accent to it, you know what I mean, to put that in there. And of course I brought that for my dog Petey. You know, I can't come in here empty-handed. And then we got the T-shirts, you know what I mean? We just had a disconnect. And we got the key on it. You got the one, we got some hats with the key on it, some hats that way with the Mets to unlock, you know what I mean, to free yourself from whatever you're going through.
That's nice.
You
I
know
like
what
the
mean?
meaning of that, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This mine?
That's yours.
What?
So anything, I mean, you can disconnect from anything, you know what I mean? That's why I say it's a wide range of things that you want to disassociate yourself with, you want to disconnect from.
I like the key thing. Like, it's a key to it. You just turn the key and disconnect. It's really all on you on how you do it and how you present yourself to this connection.
It's anything, you know what I mean? We all go through different things. We all got, you know,
Like
things that we struggle with in life, you know what I mean, for us to try to release ourselves from, and that's why we just came with that. And everybody gonna predicate with us with drugs, but it don't have to be drugs. It's more, I had to disconnect myself from more than drugs, for sure. Believe that.
That's fine.
Now,
Trust
what
me.
else? What do you have anything?
I do like the promotions. When I'm in Atlanta, I do some promotion here and there for us. A lot of Saints games when the Saints play Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they come, everybody, the whole city come out there, they calling me. What you got going on, man? You got a party going on, where you at? They come look for me. They know I put on a nice little, you know, show. I have, you know, my DJs from here. I get them to come up here and DJ as well. You
Are
know,
they doing anything this year since we have the
yeah, they won't. I mean, I get calls. I've been getting calls. So I'm still trying to narrow down a place. Like the place I always used to use, they had a fire last year.
Mhm.
Like matter of fact, last year,
come up
like
there
that
this
first
year.
Sunday, the first NFL Sunday last year,
Oh,
it caught
you
on
will?
fire. So I'm trying to find another venue. I think I got one that I'm gonna go with, and just kind of and do it there. You know what I mean? So I try to do that. I got some guys that's like my nephews. They're younger than me, so they look up to me like an uncle as well. So it's like they rap, do tracks. They be like, man, I want you to manage me. So it's like, it's something I'm thinking about doing on for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want that leadership. They want that. You know what I mean? That hey, they know I ain't gonna steer them the wrong way. You know what I mean? Their parents the same way. Yeah, you go ahead, get Glenn. Yeah, do that. So because they mothers and stuff, they know me. So they're like, yeah, that's a good look. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna tell them nothing wrong. I'm gonna make sure they're in my hands. Then we good. Yeah.
So how do people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I mean, it's Shipe. Shipe is my middle name. Shipe is my middle name. It came from one of the OGs that was locked up with my dad. So he used to call me Shipe all the time. He said I used to dress. I always be fly. He said, man, you be Shipe all the time. You be shy all
I
the time.
told you on the phone, bro.
You be shy all the time, man.
I
You be
just told
fly.
this dude on the phone the other day. I mean, or Messenger, one of the two. I'm like, bro, I need some tips on
Right.
fashion because I'm digging your swag the whole time. Like from the first time I met him to now, the swag been shite. Like for real.
He called me Shipe.
So I'm trying to get out these tennis shoes and move on over
Right.
to
I wear sneakers all the time.
more shite.
I'm a shell toe head, so I'm always rocking, shell toes.
Oh, I'm feeling them.
I'm always rocking shell toes, so I'm.
They ain't got them down here.
I'm. That's my addiction, shell toes.
Hey, we gonna go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
We gonna go up there with some change,
Yeah.
and we gonna do us some shopping.
Yeah, do all
You know what I'm saying?
But
We
I
gonna-
go to Atlanta. I used to go to Atlanta all the time.
I shop more online, P. That's the
Oh, yeah?
Oh man, I get boxes daily. I do too
Oh,
much shopping online.
Well,
A little bit too
I'm
much.
done.
I don't go to
I
stores no more. I don't go to stores
disciplining
because
myself
I
in
go to stores like
2021.
that.
all right.
It's so
all
much
right.
online,
Well,
There's so much.
you just
online.
gotta put me on.
Yeah.
I can bring you in there, bro.
Please do,
I got you,
please
bro. It
do.
ain't nothing, 'cause
Even though I like this, I gotta switch it up. I need to.
Man,
I'm
it's-
more of a grown man looking.
That's
you
what
know
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying?
That's what I can do.
Yeah.
I just don't go there. But I could sit it. I could get it like I could I could do that.
Hey, well,
It's no problem. My dad was a dresser. Yeah, hell of a dresser. Yeah.
Right.
Shoot, I'm talking about hard bottoms too.
Okay.
Yeah, hard bottoms.
Cool.
Yeah.
So go back to the social media. Let's spell it out for
So
him.
yeah, it's Shipe bit, not bitch, but it's what I'm saying. It's
BIH.
BIH, yeah.
Yeah.
And on Facebook it's just Glenn Metz Jr. My IG used to be Free Glenn Metz Sr, but I changed it.
Yeah.
Cause I kind of did it that way. I had it Free Glenn Metz Sr for so long.
Mhm.
I feel like I know you can speak it into existence.
Mhm.
So if anybody like, oh, that's your boy, go follow him on. His name is Free Glenn Metz Sr.
Mhm.
So it's like every time somebody said it, you basically
Okay.
saying Free Glenn Metz.
Yeah.
So that was my whole thing. That's my whole angle of doing it. Looking at it from that side of speaking it. If 1,000 people saying that, go to this page. They add 1,000 people to say that. You know what I mean? So I'm speaking it to existence. So that's my thing. That was my thing. But I changed it to it's Shipe bitch, big. But I might switch it back until they free. It's close, but you know what I'm saying? It's close, but I think I might switch it back. Tonight I might switch it back. So y'all might need to find me on Free Glenn Metz Sr. I'm reiterating that again because it's too close for him. It's too close right now. Like you can almost taste them coming home. It's freedom. So I think I'm about to switch it back. I think I'm about to switch it right back.
But for now, Shipe is spelled SHYPE.
SHYPE, yeah.
Okay.
And BIH, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's Shipe. Yeah.
It's
Just find
Shipe.
me. Yeah, and then you can find me on Facebook, Glenn Metz Jr. So
Glenn with 2 N's.
Glenn with 2 N's. Yeah, he shorted me on like 500,000 on that flyer. I got 1 N on me. I tell people, get my money, man. I'm sure I said you like 500,000, man. You need an N on, that's about $500,000, man. I promise you,
Yeah,
man. I'm sure.
real talk,
And people be
real
like, what's your name, Glenn? 2 N's or 1? Give me my money, bro. 2 N's, bro. Give me both of them. Don't leave it all, bro. I need all that, man. So, it's just funny. It's just having fun. It's a pleasure, man. I told you, like, seeing this is like, it's amazing. I told you that when you did this 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I say you're sowing a hell of a seed.
Yeah. Bro.
And I look at it from Dolphin Radio to here.
Yeah.
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 I told you that 6 years ago, and we back again.
Okay.
And it's on a bigger stage now. You got a co-host.
This the first
you got technical people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we was all about the music and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just fine. It's all fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But you know, I got some other people that's gonna be interesting too. That need to hit your platform.
Send them on over,
tap
partner.
into that y'all could kind of grill on some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna feed you the people. You know,
Real
I'm gonna do
tough.
that. I mean, you had my little brother Snipe on here that week. You know what I mean? So shout out to Snipe. You know what I mean? So it's like he's doing big things as well. So you know, anytime you come to A, we click clack and you know what I mean, trying to push those things. So I mean, you know, it's a lot of them that I jail with and bond with in the music industry. So it's like, why are you in the music industry? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to, but it's like, you know, it just has to be that right time. You know what I mean? For me,
Snipe actually put something on my mind. He said something that's been sticking with me ever since he said it, bro. And it was, I can't say it verbatim, but basically he said, you never know what a person is going through to make them do what they did. And that was something it never even crossed my mind to think of life or a situation like that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But
you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. People, you know, we make mistakes, we do certain things, but we don't know at the moment. Yeah, you don't know what led them to that.
Right.
That state of mind.
And what will lead anybody to it? Because I think a lot of times we sit back and we judge others and we don't really evaluate ourselves to see actually what we doing that somebody else is looking at and saying, well, why you did that?
Right.
You know, so
and not to pick out the job, but that's how with me, I move a certain way. Because no matter what I do, I know eyes on me. Whether they want to say they're on me or they were looking up to me or watching me, I know eyes on me. From my kids, from my surrounding, you know, from my offspring or from just people that I cross paths with. You know, if they see me acting wild, they'll never see me. A person could walk in here right now, they'd be like, man, I never seen that dude get mad. He always smiling.
yeah.
Because that's my energy. That's just where I'm going to carry myself. I'm never letting nobody get me out my character. I'm not doing that. That's too much control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I watch what I do because of people. Because of people, eyes are always on you. Because already, okay, I am Glenn Metz Jr. They know my dad. They know of my dad, whatever. So I do have to watch what I do and watch how I carry myself. And that's what I do on a daily basis. I have to.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, brother, it was truly a pleasure having you through here on a new platform with Petey Paul and Fireball, brother.
I appreciate it, like from the bottom of my heart, like for real.
You already know.
You know, this story here, you know, it's still not told like it needs to be told, but the horse will speak for himself.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's coming soon. He gonna clear the air, like for real.
Looking forward to that.
And I told Peter 6 years ago, I said, if any radio show you coming on, it's yours. And that's my word. I'm taking that to the bank. Ain't nobody can.
I'm glad he didn't forget that one.
Ain't nobody. What? I told you that 6 years ago, and I promise you.
Yeah,
And he on no radio show until he hit this one.
Okay.
293, none of them. We don't want none of that. We come here.
We
come here first. I promise
you. Real tough.
I'm gonna walk him in here. I'm driving him to you. We're not doing no show till you hit the Petey Paul show. This man gave me the opportunity first 6 years ago. Yeah. And that's on me. That's I mean, I put that on everything I love. That's gonna happen.
That's on me, baby. That's a wrap, y'all. I'd like to thank Glenn Metz Jr. for coming through. I always thank my co-host Fireball for doing such a great job and doing what she do and having my back, like for real, for real. Tonight's show was a great show, historical show. And we will keep you posted as I receive information from the Metz fam. We will keep you posted on how everything turns out and the flow of everything. As always, please tune in next week for a new episode of the Petey Paul Fireball Show. And catch me this Thursday on the Petey Paul Show. I'll have an artist and some music, and we're going to have some fun. Mr. TYP, Street Kings Music, will be in the building this Thursday on the Petey Paul Show. So y'all just stay tuned. We got more to come. And as always, our doors are always open to you. Y'all just holler and we got y'all. It's the Petey Paul Fireball Show, man. And we out this time.
What it do? Yeah. Yo, this is K Levy, and you are now tuned into What It Do with my homie Petey Paul. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Hey, what it do? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you? What it do? My brother, what it do? My sister, come tell me how you feeling right now. What's down with you?